storytelling content. So we tell stories for brands that struggle to tell their own stories. And so this can be, patient stories. It could be executive messaging. It can be product launches. It can be content for digital signage networks. Pretty much any sort of storytelling across any screen we've likely done, and are pretty good at telling those sorts of stories. That's one side of the business, and the other side of the business is really we're sort of strategy and consultants as it relates to digital signage projects. So you saw on that U of M project there were screens everywhere, and we really help clients figure out sort of where to put screens and what content to put screens and what shape and size should the screen be and how you operate screens and how do you attract or how do you change the environment with content on those screens and sort of stuff like that.
Okay. So when you
another way, how about if I hit you with our 30-second commercial?
Yeah, go for it.
Typically, our clients have a great story to tell, and most of them have strong brands with innovative products and services. However, many of them struggle with developing a clear and effective content strategy to guide where and how to use video content.
Yeah, right.
Some of them are producing videos that end up too long and too dry and fail to connect and create emotion. Yeah. Others still rely too much on print and are frustrated trying to keep things fresh and relevant. So as a result, their brand is poorly represented, their audience tunes out, the impact just isn't there, and opportunities are lost and everyone is unsatisfied.
I love it. That's amazing. That's Sandler works. No, it's awesome. Just a quick question on the distribution of these videos. Let's say you're creating, you're doing the script writing, right? And then you go through production and you have the final piece. Do you just hand the footage over to them and say, it's up to you to tell the world, advertise the video itself? Or do you do a little bit of extra work to make sure that video gets seen by people, or do you just consult on that?
Yeah, that's a great question. It depends is probably the best answer. Most of the time we are working with relatively large clients in terms of large corporations, and so they've got media people that have placed the media wherever they're going to use it. We get more into the strategy of that particular piece when we're talking about digital signage clients, because not only are we helping decide the location of those screens, but we're putting together a suggested playlist of what content plays on those screens during a particular time in the day, or called the day part.
Okay. No, that makes sense. So most of the videos, if I can try to understand this, most of the videos are just seen with foot traffic at the physical location, not necessarily on YouTube or on Facebook, or if they want to use that for their ads, sure, but most of them, are in the facility, in the building.
Only when the content that we're building is for digital signage.
Okay.
Because most of the other content is landing on a client's webpage or YouTube channel,
okay,
or as a part of an email campaign, or it's a live event, or it's something that's going out over their internal corporate network, if it's an HR piece or something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, another way to think about our business, Jake, is that we produce video content that doesn't care what the distribution channel is. So whether it's website, broadcast TV, YouTube, digital signage, whatever, we don't care. When clients do ask us for an upfront content strategy, we'll help them think through what they know and don't know about when and how and where distribute the video content. However, much like you specialize in the web channel, we also have an angle of our business that specializes in the large format digital signage channel. So if we have clients that are trying to build and figure out aspects specific to large format digital signage, we know that too.
Okay. Right. Yeah, no, I do specialize with digital here, so I don't know if that's why we're entertaining this call.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, you know, it could be interesting, right? Because most of our content gets distributed via digital. I would say almost all of our content goes up on our client's website somehow in some format. Some of our clients, like I say, do broadcast, and what we produce ends up out on broadcast.
Okay.
Some of our clients want to use large format digital screens in their corporate lobby or their retail locations, and our content ends up out there, and we help them figure out the best way to design, install, place large format digital screens in a physical environment.
Okay. What would you say, because you said you do, consulting and then you have that process for production, what would be like the split in terms of revenue that you guys are doing right now between consulting and, implementing?
Yeah, that's kind of tricky. We don't really think about our business that way. The upfront content strategy work, obviously tends to be a little bit smaller project because that's something that should take only, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks, depending on how complicated the company is. But, once we get into actual production, there's a lot of additional kind of services that we do as part of that around creative design consulting, logo design, other kind of artwork and creative design ends up being part of the production work we do as well. So, I don't know if you consider that consulting or not, but, we don't, like I say, we don't really break it out, our services out that way.
Okay. Sure. I'm just trying to figure out like what your sales process is in a way. Like, do people start off and they get a little bit of consulting and then they say, thanks for telling us how to make a video or distribute the video. Can you guys just handle it for us? You don't want to do it?
Yeah, I mean, we, it depends, right? If some clients already have a strategy and know what they want, and then if they come to us and they already have a strategy and they say, we've got a strategy figured out, we just need to produce this content, that's where we'll start then. We'll jump right into production because they'll have it figured out. They'll give us a brief, creative brief that says, this is what we figured out, this is what we want to produce, this is the distribution strategy, where it'll go. We want to hire you guys to produce it. Others don't know that yet, and so then we'll start with the content strategy, and we'll work with them to figure out what they should produce and why they should produce it, and what the case is for spending money on video content, which at the caliber and quality that we produce it, it's not cheap. So we help our clients make a case so that they don't get embarrassed when they go to their boss or go to the CFO and ask for a bunch of money to produce video.
That's a good point. What is your average ticket for these videos then?
Our video production projects, a small one is $20,000, a big one is $500,000.
Okay. So I'm just guessing here, would that be about like 5 million annual in revenue?
We'd like to get there. We're not quite that big yet.
Okay. All right. No, I'm just painting these pictures and asking these questions because I'm considering, I'm going through that open role that you guys have and seeing in what ways I can maybe just help. So let me ask, prospecting, from what I recall, was a concern of yours, right? Like.
Yeah, it is. I mean, right now in our organization, we don't have a sales professional, if you will.
Okay.
We've been growing our business based upon the relationship that our people have because, among our, senior most 4 people, you've got 100 years of experience,
right,
kind of in the industry and networking and connections. We utilize that pretty well. now we need to hire a true sales professional that will be on commission and that, you know, knows and loves going out and opening new doors and getting meetings.
Do you think that just networking, you know, just warm opportunities is the way to go then, and not using digital to take inbound stuff, you know, from opportunity, from people looking for you? Much rather than boots on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, we spent some money updating our website a little bit to better represent us, but you know, one of the things that I think we've experienced with the work that we do is that it's a pretty complex sell.
Yeah.
And you know, the idea of getting leads online hasn't worked very well for us at all.
What do you mean by that? Like, I'm serious. Like, what do you mean by that? I've done some research on your site though, but even for smaller projects.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever gotten a lead online.
Okay.
No, it's a relationship sell.
Okay.
If they're going to spend that much money with you, they really have to know that you'll be able to pull it off for them. And so they have to feel comfortable that you have the experience and the creative chops and the production chops. So they'll write a check for, you know, $100,000,
Right.
or in many cases a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's typically people are not. It's much more of a referral game. If you're going to get new clients, it's that somebody's already worked with you, they've had a great experience, and they refer work to somebody else who hasn't worked with you. That's probably a lot more of how we've expanded our network, and we can do a lot better job at that though too.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't maximized referrals, but yeah, referrals are our number one, have been our number one best way to get new clients where, you know, it's not somebody that's already worked with us in some capacity.
Okay. No, that paints the picture. I mean, let's see. So have you guys tried implementing Sandler yet? With these referrals?
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
Okay.
It's in practice certainly for me and Mark is we're qualifying opportunities.
Okay, and these are just opportunities through networking and referrals then, right?
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really implemented any outright cold calling yet of any kind. You know, when we hire a salesperson, we'll expect them to start to do some of that.
Okay. I thought you said most of the business that you guys get is just through referrals. Help me out here. Why would a person need to do cold calls?
Because we're trying to grow.
Okay. So if a person was interested, they'd reach out, right? And say, yes, let's keep going?
Well, typically we need to kind of create our own opportunities. Some of our existing clients, they say, hey, that work was great there, let's keep going, let's go do something over here. But, you know, our work is project-based, so when a project's done, the client doesn't have any more need for another project or any budget, then, you know, our work stops for a period of time.
No, that makes sense here. I mean, you know, I'm looking at what your site's doing right now, and you said that some videos are, you know, 500,000, and you are showcasing these 500,000, you know, budgeted videos, you know, in your portfolio. There's millions of dollars worth of value on your website. And I don't know. I don't know what the next steps for what we can do on that would necessarily be, but do you have a way to just get people to see that? Because it's damn near impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we upgraded our website because our prior version of our website sucked from an SEO standpoint, and so now it's been redesigned and optimized for SEO on the keywords that matter. And, you know, as our site is out there and gets more hits, you know, hopefully our search rankings will rise a little bit, and, you know, we will start to get, you know, some inquiry.
When did you guys change the site? You guys said, when did you guys update the website?
A month ago, 2 months ago? Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. Yeah, usually it takes about 3 months. So I mean, it's telling me I have this analytics tool. It was telling me that you guys are getting no more than like 20 hits, and half of it's from like an event that you guys went to because you guys blogged about it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys were
probably.
aware about that. I mean, you know, I see opportunity here off, you know, leveraging the site. If there's no off page, is there an off page SEO strategy or any sort of, you know, paid channel to get people to see this, or like an email outreach at least?
We've experimented with LinkedIn campaigns.
Okay.
I think we're going to do an experiment maybe in January with Google AdWords.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, so we're trying some, you know, A/B testing on some campaign ideas to see if it'll drive any traffic or interest. So, you know, that's a new area for us, and you know, that's probably something that we'll hopefully find in our salesperson and business development director. Bring somebody on that's got experience with a little bit of lead gen, using various lead gen tools.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking at digital signage as a keyword. It's being looked at by 880 people, and the cost per click's about $13.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a keyword you guys would be paying for, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that would probably be a keyword we'd pay for
yeah.
sure. I mean, that's one of our primary ones. I mean, when you go to our front page landing page, there are three main, you know, words there around content production, digital signage, and
No, I see that.
branded experience.
I see that. How many pages is the whole website, like, as a whole?
I don't even know.
Like 10, 20 pages, maybe?
Yeah, it's probably between those two numbers.
Yeah.
How many total words, you know, if you add up all the text on your site, like, do you think that there's enough, like, text content on there that actually tells, you know, the search engines what digital signage is?
Yeah, that's what we paid our website SEO designer guy to kind of optimize.
Okay.
You know, we spent a lot of time. I mean, I don't know website technology, but we certainly Mark and I spent a lot of time thinking about the right words to drive searches and the layers, so the multiple layers and the repetition of words.
Was there any sort of off-page SEO, meaning nothing that has to deal with the micro gigantic site, but using any other website in terms of SEO, or was it just on the domain? And when you mean?
I think it's just on the domain right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything otherwise.
Yeah, most clients when they come to me, they have a website like yours sometimes, and it just looks phenomenal, right? Your website is like we're having this conversation because your website flat out is highly impressive, but often they reach out to me saying, you know, we're not getting any calls. I threw in like 10 grand, 30 grand in my website, and it looks really nice, it looks compelling, but not enough people see it. So they're frustrated, saying, you know, we have $1 million website, no one sees it.
Right.
And it's usually due to just a few things. And, you know, it's very uncommon for me to just see a website and say, okay, well, here's one thing you guys aren't doing. Just do it. It'll take you like an hour. You know, it's just like a little fast few things that you guys could possibly do even in-house, and just take it from there. I mean, I see things here and there. Normally, if you let me talk on and on when I consult, you know, I just go on and on and on, and people just take notes and walk away that way. But if your web designer is just an aesthetic, you know, it looks compelling, you know, that's one part. You guys nailed that down. It's just the other part of getting people to see it. If you guys are going to be spending money with Google, you know, and then that's part of the lead gen process that we kind of work with.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like I said, we've only been out there a month and a half, 2 months, and you know, my whole thing was, you know, I'm spending money on this such that SEO works, and we show up when people are looking for people like us, and so that's going to be a big thing that I'm interested in is once we get to about, you know, the month 3 mark, end of January, you know, I'm going to start looking and seeing how searchable is our site, how visible is it, how is it popping up, and then that could be a good point at which to say, okay, well, we designed a website that's optimized for SEO. Here are the results we're getting. What are we missing?
No, that makes sense. Okay, so right now, when the guy who built out the website and he walked you through the analytics and showed you, when people convert, when he contacts you, when they do contact you, you'll figure out, what the total number of people that see it and what percentage of people are opting in. When he set that up for you, are you getting like a monthly report so you can see that right now? Because I see these numbers in a different channel.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got Google Analytics pulling it up. We've got a person on our staff that can pull it up for us.
Oh, okay, that's excellent.
Yeah, so we can see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anything else that we need to talk about here? I set aside, 30 minutes here, and I want to make sure we make a good use of our time here, but, should we continue talking later on here? I mean, is there anything that you want to know about your site here that you want me to deep dive? I see a lot of effort that was taken.
Yeah, I mean, given that we're in the creative content industry, we want a website that for creatives are going to notice and say, oh yeah, you guys, I see that you are in the creative content industry and you're actually good at it. So that was obviously pretty important for the image that our website projects. But like your point, I mean, we redesigned our website not just with that in mind, but also with the fact that hey, we would love to actually generate some leads from our website.
Okay.
And we have yet to do that. I mean, our hunch is that we're not going to get qualified leads from our website, but we would love to get somebody interested that wants to have that initial discussion with us.
No, that's fair.
We may not have run across before.
No, that's fair. Normally, when I qualify people, I just ask them, what their URL is, what's their budget and timeline, and they just fill up a form. It's like 4 or 5 questions, and I don't really handle people if otherwise I meet them, right?
Right.
And then I know they're qualified because I've done some research. But if they come out of the void, so to speak, I just send them like a little questionnaire. Like I will not talk to a person unless if they take the time to fill out some information. So to qualify people, that's something, you set up like a form, super quick, or even through an email.
Right now our form is even simpler than that. It's just contact us.
Yeah, no, that works. No, that works perfectly fine. I would much rather get one bit of information like an email. You guys are doing like everything is like on point. It's like if you guys had 500 people visiting your website, like you would get like a certain percent. You would get a few leads, quite a few leads.
Right.
Let me ask just a few more questions on if you guys are measuring any sort of statistics. Can I ask these statistics-based questions?
Sure, we might have an answer, we might not.
No, that's fair. So I use this model called TCNV. It stands for traffic times conversions times value. And since most of the projects you guys do are a one-time thing, it would be safe to say that like an average project might be 6 figures, or would it be closer to like 50,000?
A little bit smaller than that. I would say it's a 5-figure project given the distribution, but yeah, that's a good place to start.
Okay, so let's imagine that you have people that see this website, that see your website. They're literally typing in digital signage companies or digital signage in Minneapolis, right? They're typing in these are super qualified traffic, right? How many people would you say it would take to turn into a lead? And that's the conversion. Like how many people?
Conversion rate wise, I would probably say. I'd probably say out of 100 we'd get 1.
No, that's fair. Yeah, that's what we're seeing too. For Google, that's about on point. Are you using any sort of other channels like social, or are you keeping a newsletter?
We're active on social between LinkedIn. We do LinkedIn posts monthly, right? Pretty regularly putting stuff out there. But that's one of the reasons that we are experimenting with LinkedIn ads because, just our collective LinkedIn audience is too small, right? So we need to use, we want to use LinkedIn ads to reach a broader audience.
That makes sense. You know, I'm not entirely sure what the market cap is. You know, I can look into that another day. But what I do see is the number of people that type in phrases like that. I'm not 100% sure if the web developer showed you the opportunity for that, and I don't know that off the top of my head. Would it make sense for me to look at some of these things and take some time aside to look at that? Start a relationship that way?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, if you can give us a sense of that, I mean, certainly we can't get exactly to that through LinkedIn campaigns, but of course that's part of what's interesting when you go into LinkedIn campaigns and you choose your target set and your audience from a reach standpoint.
Yeah, for social, it doesn't tell you necessarily. I'm talking more in tune with the paid ads or even just organic keywords that you guys are looking at.
Sure.
You know, things like digital signage hardware, 600 people are looking that up. Digital signage products, 70. You know, workplace digital signage, 70. Companies near me that do digital signage, 40. You know, I want to take a look at some of these and see how not lower hanging, if you permit, but like what would be the ease to break in. I look at things as like, if we tried to spend time and through time and resources at this, would we be able to reach the front page?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think that's the perfect question, right? Because, I don't know, if some of our keywords have, frankly, limited traffic and there's not much of a gap to close, or if some of them have a ton of traffic and we have a huge opportunity gap to close.
No, that makes sense here. Okay. Well, so, that works here. So as we're reaching the end here, what should be our next steps here?
I don't know. I think it would be worth, a month from now, after we've, our site's been up and running for 3 months, and we can see where our, search engine activity has gotten to.
Okay.
That would be a good time to kind of reconnect, and, if you've done a little bit of looking at some of the stats around this, we can compare them with the stats that we have at that point from, Google Analytics and SEO, and
okay.
compare them and see if there's an opportunity somewhere where what is this gap that we need to close, and we're not closing it for some unknown reason.
Yeah. And you're waiting for a month to solve that problem?
Well, we're waiting for a month for our website to be out there long enough such that it gets registered in searches and searches. Otherwise, we're kind of working with premature data.
And you don't want to speed that process up?
Well, I mean, how do you speed it up, especially during the holidays?
I mean, it's a Google robot. It's like a spider bot. The Google guidelines, I was reading through it last night. The 2016 Google guidelines is like, it's a Google robot, and you can tell Google to crawl your website manually. You can just tell, hey, take a look at our website. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they'll get around to it, but sometimes that could be 4 days to 4 months, depending on that. I'm pretty sure as long as you can see that page in the search engine, if you can type in, if you can see that page somewhere, then it's there. It's indexed.
Yeah.
If you see micro, gigantic anywhere on Google, even on page 10, then it's indexed.
Right. But what about all of our search terms? That's what really matters, because our old website, the only way you could find it is by typing in micro, gigantic. It wasn't terribly helpful.
This could be something that I could just put like a little brief and say, here's the keywords that you're trying to go for. I have it. I can bring it up on my screen here. You're showing up for 35 organic keywords, at least on the top 10 pages, and the ones that actually bring in traffic, like the number one that brings in traffic, it says it brings in, like 10 is Anti-Jam North 2010. Yeah, that's bringing in your blog post or portfolio piece for that is bringing in like 10 hits, and that's like half of your hits, and the rest just says you're huge. You're on the top page for you're huge. That's it. That's what it's doing so far, and those pages are indexed for you guys. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's it.
Yeah. So how do you? So I guess the question then is, does that correct itself as we drive, LinkedIn ads and AdWords that drive traffic based upon keywords like digital signage and video production, or do you have to do some, driving of the robot or whatever you said to make that different or make it line up with what we'd rather have lined up? Because your huge is funny, but that's not what that's not what we want to find people.
Right. No, all these are things, all these questions, that's typically the kind of question that a client of mine would ask. They would just kind of have like a hour or two long conversation. I literally answer every single question that they have. That's why I would typically provide to a consulting client. But yeah, short answer, yes. There's a way to do that. That's what I do. And I don't know if that's a priority for you right now. Or we wait until next year.
It's not a priority before the end of the year right now, given
it's holidays, yeah.
Holidays. But it's certainly going to be important as we think ahead to the new year, and we get in the new year and we look at what we're getting out of our new website.
Right. Okay.
So we should talk again in January, and if we're not getting what we want, I could totally see the potential for having you doing whatever you do for a high spot review and fix it, or whatever you call it, piece of work to help us do whatever our website needs to do to be attracting the volumes on the keywords that we want.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Ideally, what I would do is just send you guys phone calls and set appointments. I mean, that's I think that would be what you guys would ideally want, right?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We haven't worked outside of updating websites. We haven't worked with anybody on a consultative basis.
Oh no, that's fair. I mean, what would you want the website to do?
Well, I want people that are typing in digital signage or video production to see our website on the first page of results for Google.
Okay. And they would click through, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, and ideally, then click through, and be interested, and hopefully want to talk to us. Is obviously the end game.
Okay. Yeah.
Right now, if you type in digital signage Minneapolis, I don't know what page we're on, the third or fourth page. You got to scroll down in Google, so we're not yet front and center.
Yeah. Well, I have, I'll be more than happy to set aside time next month though. I'll still be in Hawaii for the next 4 weeks.
Okay.
But would it make sense for us to look at our calendars, look at something, for next month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking, I don't know, Mark, what do you think, the week of the 14th, maybe?
I mean, what does Mark think about all this?
I'm listening. Yeah, the week of the 14th looks good.
Okay. Shucks, I could do the 14th, probably potentially same time.
2 o'clock?
Yeah, your time, yeah.
That works, and we'll pull in our person that does some of the website stuff.
Okay.
For that discussion.
Okay.
So there's a little bit more, maybe more details or specific knowledge, things that we can answer.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, well, I'll write that down here. For
Good.
Great.
Okay, well,
You want
thanks.
to just send us an invite?
Yeah, I'll do that for you guys. Yeah, for sure. Anyway.
We'll make sure we have that then.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. Thanks for, having this quick call with me. Let me know what you guys do.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's an area where maybe you can help us out a little bit. As we're making sure our new website does everything we expect it to do.
No, right on. One quick thing though. Do you guys have an open door policy? I'll be in Minneapolis for a week before I fly out to Nepal in February or late January.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean by open door policy.
I mean, you guys have an office, right?
Yeah, we're usually here. We you want to do a meeting in person, then
Yeah, I kind of wanted to check out. I wanted to check out your office. The photos look really nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
okay, yeah, we'll play by ear. Okay, well I'll reconnect on the 14th then, and we'll
Sounds
just take it
good.
from there. Okay. Thanks a lot for the call, guys.
Thank you, Jake.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Okay, well that's neat.
Work.